Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome. Royal fashion parade as the intimidating presence of Queen Dr. Prophetess Olori Naomi plunged Ooni of Ife's wives into desperation to outlook each other to welcome Ooni of Ife from China. It's not a small something, no. Now, if you have been following the trend, you would remember that Ooni of Ife had in 2023, gone to China to partner Chinese firm to generate 50,000 employment for Nigerians, right? At the time, they said the Ooni of Ife unveiled a public-private partnership community development plan to create 50,000 jobs for Nigeria. He said government all over the world cannot transform economies successfully without a productive public-private partnership. That was in 2023. And at the time, he was in the company of the Osun State Senator Ademola Adeleke. Okay, they signed a memorandum of understanding with a government-owned Chinese company at his Ile-Odua Palace in Ile-Ife, and said the company would invest in agriculture, green energy, as well as explore the gold and other resources, mineral resources in Ile-Ife and the state at large, right? Now, at the time, they said, of course, the Pan-African king, as he is called, said the Chinese company, China Overseas Energy Development Technology Limited, will focus on the development of agriculture, mechanized farming, and cocoa processing in large quantities, stating that solar energy exploration and gold, liquefied natural gas, and other major mineral resources will be part of their goals, right? Now, fast forward to now, Ooni of Ife traveled to China. Last week, he was in China. He spent a better part of his week in China, where he was trying to close that business, right? Because, of course, Ooni of Ife is not known for, saying and not doing. He is a talk-na-do king, okay? His number one priority is to create employment. Ooni of Ife believed that should there be employment, the restiveness in Nigeria is going to, be, taken care of, right? And so he's doing everything. So he has been in China working this entire time, and he got back to Nigeria. Now, what is going on is that the Oloris got an intel that Queen Naomi was going to be coming to the palace of the Ooni of Ife to wait for the Ooni of Ife, okay? Now, they heard that Ooni had mandated Queen Naomi to return to the palace to wait for him in the palace of Odua. And then, because they heard this, they became very, very uncomfortable. They were plunged into desperation. You and I can agree, as in, that Queen Naomi has this intimidating look. When Queen Naomi enters, everybody goes quiet. Like, it's not just beauty, it's all about her aura, her aura, like her charisma, the way she was, Queen Naomi was, born to be a queen, okay? So she carries it in her. So they say when Naomi came to the palace, Olori seeing Naomi were very, intimidated. And so they said Olori started calling their makeup artists, calling this, calling that. They had to kind of prepare to wait for the Ooni of Ife. And, they prepared in such a way that they had felt like when Kabiyesi comes, it will be business as usual. But we heard that things did not go as they planned. They say they had to spend money to make hair, clothes, everything, called makeup artists and all of that. But at the end of the day, if the information is correct, we heard that a fight even ensued between them. Now, what is the cause of the fight? Okay. there is a lady in the palace, right there, living there inside the palace with her parent, who is very good at this this headgear, this, what do you call that thing that Nigerian women put on their head? Ashebi, that one, that hair cover, right? And so the lady is very good. So because she is very good and she is handy, she's right there in the palace. Most of them call her to come and do their headgear. What is it, what they call a shebi? Please, I've forgotten. That cap that they used to, you take it to a professional, they will wrap it all for you. Then when you want to go to the event, you carry it and cover. Forgotten what they call it. Now, so they said this girl, because she is in the palace and she is very handy, she's making a lot. As a matter of fact, she's making a fortune right now from the wives of the Ooni of Ife, because when there is an event, she goes from one person to the other. And that is not because they don't have people outside that they can call. They said it's because of how good this lady is. So they said the lady was not told on time that she needed to prepare that cap for Oletik, right? And so when the lady was informed that she would be doing that cap for Oletik, the lady had already gone out to town to do her other job. So by the time Oletik called, and she was running late for reasons, of course, best known to her, Oletik was very agitated. Oletik started screaming because, yes, they say she knows how to scream so much. And she was so unruly, and she was just very, very agitated, you know, over this event. And they said an ayaba now said, one of the ayabas, but you know that the ayabas in the palace, some of them, they school in the UK, they school in the US, and they come, you know, women who are like concubines waiting inside the palace, hoping that one day the marriage extravaganza will reach them. Some of them are referred to as ayaba, not necessarily the maidens. These ayabas are inside the palace. And so because of the way the event was going, where Oletik became very, very apprehensive and she was screaming all over the place, they said that this ayaba girl had said she she really kind of sighed and now said, who wears gele? Sorry, the name of that thing I was trying to talk about is gele. Who wears gele to welcome their husband? Okay, who wears gele to welcome their husband was what Ayaba said that caused so much fracas between Ayaba and Oletik, because it was actually Oletik who was making forces, who was fussing over the fact that the girl, the person who was supposed to do that gele for her, had not arrived on time, and they were right there. She came out to the open area to wait. She was very agitated and all of that, and they said, this ayaba said, who wears gele to welcome their husband, and it became a very big problem, like serious quarrel between the ayaba and some of the oloris and Oletik. It was a big problem. And you do know that the ayaba, since some of them are there and they have a relationship with the Ooni of Ife, for whatever reason, it might not be an equal relationship, but they know they have a relationship with the Ooni of Ife. They feel entitled themselves, and so they don't owe you any apology. They say something, they still say what they have said, and there's nothing you can do about it. And they say it was a serious altercation between the ayaba and Oletik. This is what we are hearing, all because they just wanted to outshine Olori Naomi, something that they are not able to do. I'm going to bring you more update. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Do not forget, these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media.